Hi guys, welcome back to the home in Homestead. My name is Rebecca, and today on the Homestead we'll be doing some cook with me and a winter warm-up where we will be making some chocolate covered strawberry hot cocoa bombs or hot chocolate spheres. You may have come across these in the stores where they're a circular shaped piece of chocolate filled with powder or marshmallows or different flavors that you can create hot chocolate beverages with them. So together, we're going to make some for ourselves, and just in time for Valentine's Day, there'll be a chocolate-covered strawberry flavor. So follow along while we do this winter warm-up, while we make these chocolate-covered strawberry hot cocoa bombs. Alright, so for making these little treats, well, first what we need to do is melt some chocolate. How I'm going to melt my chocolate today is doing the double boiler method. So you just take a pot, fill it with water about halfway or so, and you can take a stainless steel bowl, place it over the top, and you'll have your chocolate chips inside. As the water boils and it steams, it'll slowly melt the chocolate chips. A nice shiny consistency to the chocolate, and that's a great way to melt chocolate chips or chocolate melts for this project. You could also use a microwave-safe bowl and just place the chocolate chips or chocolate melts into that, and then place it in the microwave for 15 seconds or so at a time. Then stir it between each 15 seconds and keep doing that until the chocolate is nicely melted and has a shiny consistency. I like using this method, so that's what we're going to do today. So I have the water heating up here. I have 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. You could also use milk chocolate chips if you prefer a sweeter hot cocoa. We'll place this on top of the pan to do the double boiler method I just spoke about. So we'll let this heat up gradually, and I'll show you how this looks. I like to use a silicone spatula because I can kind of press the chocolate chips down as they're melting. It has a nice shiny consistency here. And once they're completely melted, then take them off the heat. So now what we're going to do is we'll take a little silicone brush and we'll apply a thick layer of this melted chocolate into these circular forms. These forms are made out of a silicone material. You're just basically painting a real thick coat of chocolate into these half circles forms. The set that I purchased of these circular forms came with, I believe, 3 different sizes, and the largest size is what we are using today. That makes 3 hot chocolate bombs. So you want a nice thick coat all the way down at the base of the sphere and all the way up around the sides. So now what I'm going to do is put this form onto a baking sheet, and I'll put this into the freezer. That'll give this chocolate a chance to firm up and solidify. So now let's work on making another variety of chocolate covered strawberry hot cocoa bombs, and we'll do a white chocolate version. So in this stainless steel bowl I have 1 cup of white chocolate melt rounds. So let this water boil and melt this white chocolate, and we can work on making another batch. Okay, so the water is boiling for this double boiler as well, and the white chocolate melts are starting to melt real nice here. So just take a little spatula, kind of press the chocolate melts down. It only takes about 3 to 5 minutes to get this process going here once the water is boiling. Alright, nice and shiny and smooth, so we'll remove this from the heat. And here I have some medium-sized silicone sphere form, so we'll just take a silicone brush again and go from the base all the way out to the outside, giving a nice thick coating. Now if after one coating and you apply it and you put it into the freezer and you want an even thicker amount of chocolate, you can certainly do a second coat of the chocolate and freeze it again. this will make 7 medium-sized hot chocolate bombs. So we'll place this off to the side. Put this on a baking pan again. We'll put this into the freezer till these shells have completely frozen and they're nice and hard. So what's nice about these is they only take about 5 to 10 minutes to freeze. So by the time it takes you to start another batch, you can have one freezing and then just keep rotating. So what we're going to do is pop these chocolate spheres carefully out of the forms. If they crack, that's okay. We can patch that with some melted chocolate. So I'll place this off to the side and we can fill this again to make another batch. But in order to make the chocolate covered strawberry, I'm going to use some strawberry powder. So you can use whatever kind of strawberry powder you like. I know Nesquik makes one. You can make your own if you freeze dry or dehydrate. So I'll take 1 tablespoon of a strawberry flavored powder. If you want the cocoa extra chocolatey, you can also add a tablespoon of a chocolate powder. And I want to make these a little fun, so I'll put these miniature freeze-dried marshmallows in there. I'll just put a teaspoon in there. You can pick these up from most bulk food stores, or if you freeze dry, you can create your own from miniature marshmallows. So now what I'll do is take a filled end and an unfilled end. And I have the melted chocolate off to the side here still. And you'll just go around the seam with some melted chocolate. This one I cracked a little bit, so I'm going to have to do a little repair here, but that's okay. We'll just get these sealed and then we'll throw these back into the freezer. Now I have the medium-sized white chocolate spheres. So we'll just pop these out. This size is a little bit easier to manage. The larger size is a little more like you see in the store. So these you could just fill with marshmallows if you wanted. But since we're doing the chocolate covered strawberry, I'm going to do some strawberry powder and maybe some marshmallows too. Since these are so small, I like to put 2 or 3 of these in a mug when I'm making my hot cocoa. You could play around with how you decorate these as well, especially with the white chocolate. You could drizzle some dark chocolate or the melted milk chocolate on the outside of the white chocolate and then have a nice look to it. So now we'll add some strawberry powder and some mini freeze-dried marshmallows. I'll just do about a teaspoon into 1/2. So make about 7. I'll just add a few mini marshmallows onto the other half. About a half teaspoon should fill it. Now we'll take some of the melted white chocolate. I'll just kind of smear it on the seams. This is where the final decorating of them can help hide that seam that you're creating right now by doing some chocolate drizzles and things like that. You could also dab a little bit of the melted chocolate on the outside and put some sprinkles or put a few mini marshmallows on the top. I sealed one with the milk chocolate or the darker chocolate, so maybe I'll go back with some white chocolate. Cover that a little bit. Let's do some strawberry powder sprinkles on the outsides of these. And I'll put these in the freezer. Now what we're going to do is wrap the larger hot cocoa bombs or hot cocoa spheres that we made together. And I have some Reynolds wrap, the little foil sheets here. You can tear them in half. Just place our hot cocoa, our chocolate covered strawberry hot cocoa bomb in there. And there we go. It's all packaged. This one had a bunch of cracks in it, so I patched it up with some melted chocolate. It's not the prettiest, but it's sure gonna taste good. There, so we have 3 of the large ones. If you have different color foils, you could do, red to signify one flavor and silver for another. You could do the shiny side of the foil, the matte side of the foil for a different flavor. Because one side is kind of shiny and the other side is kind of a matte finish. So what I'm going to do is tear these into thirds for the smaller ones. And then I'll tear each third in half. A lot of times for the smaller, the white chocolate ones that we made together today, I'll just put them into a clamp top mason jar, much like I have these mini freeze-dried marshmallows in. I'll just put them in a container like this. I pop 2 or 3 into a little mug with some boiling water or some warm milk from the microwave. So let's get the little ones out of the freezer. It's been about 5 minutes and they're all set already. So now we'll just put the little ones in there. We'll just wrap them. Sort of a nice shiny shell, and then there's a little texture where I I sealed them with the melted chocolate. They're filled with the strawberry powder to give a chocolate-covered strawberry flavor, plus some little mini marshmallows just to be fun. We have an extra half shell, and the one that I used the brown chocolate on, I'll just enjoy that right now. Alright, so let's head over and I'll show you how the finished product looks and give some suggestions on how to give these as gifts. Okay, so what I have here are a number of some hot cocoa bombs or hot chocolate spheres. I have some in different foil in a cookie jar. You can also get a cute mug and put a couple of the larger hot cocoa spheres in there. Here I have a clamp top jar, and all 6 of the smaller white chocolate covered strawberry flavored ones fit into there. You could do a pretty ribbon on here. These make a really cute gift for someone, or you could put out the cookie jar full of the hot cocoa spheres for when people come over and they can help themselves and make some warm beverages during the cool months of the year. So today I did the chocolate covered strawberry flavor since Valentine's Day is just around the corner, but I've also done the traditional, which is about a tablespoon of powdered cocoa and some mini marshmallows. You can do a little dollop of Nutella with some cocoa powder. You can add a little Nutella into your chocolate chips when you melt them, and that'll give a little hazelnut flavor to the outer shell. You can just really play around with the flavor combinations and the different varieties that you make. As long as you get the shells and you know the basic techniques of how to create these, use your imagination and make some fun flavors to give as gifts. I found that storing them in these little foil wraps works really well, because then once they're open you can just dump any little pieces of chocolate or the powder that may have fallen into the foil packaging, and that can go right into your mug. But you can certainly just store these in an airtight container. And these will store nicely in your pantry or cupboard for when you need a hot cocoa fix. I hope you enjoyed our time together in the kitchen where we made these chocolate covered strawberry, hot cocoa bombs, or hot chocolate spheres. These are great to enjoy on a cold day or evening, as well as make a really cute homemade gift for friends and family and people that you care about. If you'd like to check out other videos I have on homemade gift ideas, I have a number of items that you can eat and cook with, or drink and bake with, or things that just help make the house feel nice and cozy. I also have a video on crock-pot hot cocoa, where you can make a large batch of hot chocolate that's really extra chocolatey and creamy, and it stays warm in the crock pot or slow cooker so people can help themselves as they would like to. If you'd like some inspiration on other things that you can make in your crock pot or slow cooker, or in the Instant Pot on the slow cook setting, you can check out my crock pot cooking videos, as well as various other videos on recipes and food preservation. If you're new to the channel, I would appreciate you subscribing, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. See you next time. Take care.